so let's come to a comfortable seated position. Take your time. I see Rebecca and Hannah already all set up, ready to go. Such good yogis, you good yoginis. Relax the shoulders. And let's just take a moment to follow the breath. Really important before you start to practice to come into this state of settled mindfulness. It'll pay off at the end and throughout your practice when you start from here. Just taking maybe a minute or two to follow the breath, to calm the waters of the mind. To scan through the body and see what sensations are arising for you today. And in this time that we do this, it's very important that we don't analyze or critique or judge our experience in any way. It's just a simple observation. Allowing time for a few more deep inhales, filling the body, and slow, effortless exhales, releasing with it anything that does not serve us. Anything that is not for our highest good, anything that keeps us from achieving our greater purpose. Our yoga practice, as we already know, is much more than just our physical postures. It's about connecting within. And then as we exhale, again, one last long exhale, release the chin down towards chest. See if you can start to really compress through the throat by stretching through the back of the neck. Pull the shoulders back and away from the ears. Imagine there's a little tiny marble between underneath your chin and your chest, and you want to kind of squeeze that marble, compress there through your throat. Envision all the glands there working perfectly. Maybe a light shining coming from this area at your throat chakra. And you might feel this more in your neck than you do in your throat. And if you do, that's okay. Become aware of that feeling. And if it feels good, maybe move around a little bit or maybe stay still in one spot. And then exhale, slowly lift the chin, take a swallow, roll the shoulders back, open up through the heart. Good. So we're going to start with an easy arms up stretch. So go ahead, bring your arms up while I tie my hair back. So arms extended up towards the sky. Let's keep them shoulder width apart here for a moment. So arms shoulder width apart. Notice the shoulder blades kind of tuck back and under. You can soften your elbows. You don't have to be rigid with your arms just yet. But just become aware of that lifting sensation that comes from the sit bones all the way to the fingertips. And you start to feel it sometimes all the way underneath your shoulder blades, sometimes in your waist and hips. But as you do this, the arms start to get tired. So reach a little bit, lift a little bit higher using your rib cage. And then exhale, bend your elbows, come into a cactus arm. So here we're again engaging the muscles in the back, also a little bit into the shoulders as you pull the shoulder blades towards each other, drawing the elbows back, palms back. So don't let the elbows come forward. Keep them back, elbows back, open heart, open chest, lifted rib cage. And then inhale, come up. This time bring the palms together, kind of hug your head with your biceps. And then exhale again, arms down, open up through the spine. So here we're starting to warm up a little bit into the back muscles, but a lot of times you feel this more in the shoulders. Keep the belly pulled in as you open up into cactus arms and as you lift up into your arms up, palms together. So the whole time that you're working here, the back muscles are being engaged and the abdominal muscles are being engaged. That's really important. keep the abdominal muscles engaged because that's we're going to keep you nice and tall and straight. No hunching forward, no rounding back. Let's do one more. Lengthen and lift. Let's hold this one here for a moment and maybe gaze up towards sky. Opening through the throat now instead of tucking under. Reach, feel it in your deltoids, the outsides of your shoulders. And then exhale, everything comes down all the way to the floor. Fingertips to the floor behind you. You can walk them a little further back if that feels okay. I'm just going to a little bit of a back bend. So very gentle back bend here to begin with. We're not trying to do anything deep just yet. Maybe opening your throat helps you open a little further through the chest, through the shoulders. But whatever you feel you need to do here is good. If you want to walk the fingertips a little further back, we'll give you a little bit more range. If you want to walk them closer to you, you'll feel a little bit more supported. If the neck feels funky, you can always bring the chin down and gaze forward. There's always any modification that I may not mention, but your body will suggest. Be open to suggestions from your body. And then exhale, slowly chin forward. Walk the hands forward, hands on the knees, let's round the back. So we're gonna go the other way, kind of concaving the spine, tucking belly in, bringing the chin towards chest, hold on to your knees. Feel the stretch all through the top and the back of your neck and shoulders. See if you can round a little bit more, keep pulling in through belly. Almost imagine like you want to bring the top of your head to the floor. I know we're not even close, but it's that rounding coming forward, kind of rounding over your body. And then slowly inhale, coming back through to center. Good. We're going to do an easy twist before we come out. So right hand to left knee, left hand behind, rotate torso, look over left shoulder. You can stay there. You don't have to go for a bind. If you're feeling a little extra bendy today, maybe go for your bind. I'm just going to stay here for today. And then slowly coming back to center. Remember, every time that you do, let's do the other side. Every time that you do a posture, it doesn't have to be the maximum that you've ever done. Sometimes you get a lot more from going a little easier. Your body will thank you. And you also just feel better. You feel like, oh, okay, good. I honored what my body needed today. And then slowly coming back through to center, a little shoulder roll. We're going to go ahead and come into our hands and knees. All right, so starting on hands and knees, take a moment. You can remove your cushion out the way. Bringing your weight onto your hands and knees. Just a moment to arrive here also, you know, press and protract and retract through the shoulders. Kind of notice how that feels in your shoulders. There's a lot of work that happens here in the hip girdle and the shoulder girdle. So it's kind of like we start to wake up the body. So the retraction brings the shoulder blades towards each other. You kind of sink down. It kind of looks like a little bit of like a cow. And then the protraction pushes away and now looks a little bit like cat. But the hips are stable so that it's just the top part from the waist up that we're really engaging here. So it's that slow movement. And sometimes it takes a little bit of practice. It's like, oh, I don't know which way to go. It's not about bending into your elbows. Your elbows are straight. There is no bend in your elbows. You're just pushing and retracting. Protracting and retracting. Good, Nina, I see you. That's good. Keep doing it. It feels kind of weird at first because you want to engage, you want to add your hips to it. You want to move your hips into it. But just move into the shoulders for now. Don't worry, we'll get the hips in a moment. Let's do two more. Protract, retract, last one. Protract, let's hold the protraction, hold it here. So this is the same a feeling you want to get when you're in your high plank. So imagine your legs were back straight. This is the same feeling you want to get in your high plank. You want to be protracted through your shoulders and you want to press into the floor, strong, strong arms. So you can practice it here with your knees down. It's a little bit easier. And then slowly release back to center. Okay, now let's just do the hips, bottom part of the back. So tucking under to the hips, relax the shoulders. Don't engage into the shoulders, relax them. Tuck under for your cat and release up for your cow. And I know it's hard because the shoulders are going to want to move into it. See if you can isolate just the hips, only the hips moving. It helps when your focus is in one spot. So again, we talk about our drishti. Where's your drishti? Right now, my drishti should be somewhere between my two index fingers on the center of my mat, between my hands. So as you move, hips tuck under, hips sway back. Not trying to move into the shoulders too much, engaging into the core. So as the hips lean, tuck away or up like cow, then your pelvis tilts up. And then as it tucks under, your pelvis tilts down. Hopefully that makes sense. So the pelvis up, and then the pelvis comes down. Good, good. I see you, Hannah. Yeah, that looks good. Good, good, good. One more. Tuck it under, and then let's hold the up for the next one. Hold the up. Hold the up. Notice your shoulders. How are your shoulders doing? Notice the stretch that starts to happen from your pubic bone all the way to your rib cage. There's a stretch happening there, all the way in the lower belly. Hold there. Take a moment. Relax the shoulders. So no protracting, no contracting. Maybe a little protraction to the shoulders, but they're kind of soft. And then exhale, curl it under, and then hold the tuck under. Hold the tuck under. Here's a little bit more engagement in the shoulders here, but not too much. We're not going into cat just yet. And then slowly release. Everybody sit back for child's pose. Take a moment, take some weight off your hands. Arms stretch forward. Maybe forehead can come to the floor. Or if you're not ready for that yet, maybe you can bring your forehead to your hands. Sometimes you wake up feeling a little bit tight. So just because you were able to come into a full balasana before, forehead on the floor, chest down, it doesn't mean today is going to be that day again. Each day is slightly different. Honor yourself each time you come to your mat. Honor your journey. And slowly coming back to center. Okay, so back to cat and cow. Now we're going to move both the shoulders and the hips at the same time. So starting with the inhale, we tilt the tailbone up, and then we get the protraction through the shoulders as we lift the chest. Oh, sorry, retraction to the shoulders. So remember that sinking down we did? Do that sinking down, but lift through the chest and look forward. Keep the hips up. So you want to reach your tailbone up towards the sky. This is our cow pose. This is our stretch in the front body and our compression in our back body. So our back muscles are compressing, drawing in towards each other. There's spaces closing between the vertebrae. Hold one more breath, and then exhale. The opposite now, protraction through the shoulders. So really pushing away, even more than we do in our plank, really pushing away. The chin tucks under, the tailbone tucks under, and you feel that nice extension here in the spine. The contraction is happening in the front body. So your belly muscles, your core muscles are squeezing in as you create the protraction of the shoulders and the tucking under of the tailbone and the looking towards your chest, bringing your chin towards your chest, stretching back of neck. And then slowly, let's go ahead and move from one to the other. So inhaling, lifting up, shoulder blades towards each other, chin up, tailbone up, exhaling, curling under. This is something that if you do one pose or one series of postures every day, I would recommend you do this one. This is one that really helps to target your entire spine. And if we have strong, healthy spines, we have strong, healthy lives. I don't know if you guys have heard of that quote, happy wife, happy life. That's true. It's very true for men. But I think for people in general, men and women, happy spine, happy life makes a little bit more sense in the yogic terms. A happy spine, a strong back, a strong core really does dictate your level of happiness and general well-being in your life. So let's do one more. We held the first one, so we're not going to hold the last one. Curl it under. And then slowly coming to flat back. Okay, let's bring the knees together for our down puppy. So it's kind of like down dog, but a little bit different. Bring the elbows down to the floor. You want to keep your hips stacked over your knees. So if you're bringing your weight forward a little bit so that you're feeling in your deltoids and your shoulders, keep your weight back. And then start to walk away. One of the things I started doing for this posture when I first learned it was first bring my forehead or top of my head down. And then this helps to relax my neck and helps me to find openness in my shoulders. This might be as far as you go, just forehead down, elbows on the floor. If you're feeling good, you feel like you got a little bit of room in there to add some more movement, maybe you can lengthen the arms and get more of the tip of your nose to the floor. So this is your option here, either elbows down, forehead or top of the head down, or arms long, forehead, tip of your nose down. And we breathe. So notice the fingertips to hips is the same concept as when we're doing our regular downward facing. It's that lengthening from the fingertips to the shoulders, from the shoulders to the hips. We're just doing the front part or the top part of our downward facing dog in our down puppy here. But if your elbows are down, you can still get benefit from this posture. So no worries, modify as you need to. Let's hold one more breath. And then everyone together, slowly bring the elbows down, lift the head off the floor, start to make your way back. Take a moment here, relax the shoulders, and gently press up into the hands. Okay, so now we're gonna do the half bottom part of our downward facing dog. Go ahead and tuck your toes under. Let's work a little bit on strengthening first. Separate your knees, tuck the toes under, hands strong, lift the knees off the floor, just a few inches off the floor. Protraction in the shoulders, just like we do in our chaturanga or in our high plank. Strong fingers, strong core. This is gonna help us to build that fire. You might start to feel a little sweaty at this point. It's amazing how something where we're not moving, we think, oh, you know, you wanna break a sweat, you gotta run, you gotta dance, you gotta do all these things. In yoga, we target it a little bit differently. We use the inner awareness of our bodies to create strength, to create heart movement, right? So we exercise our heart just by being here. And you know when I talk a lot is because I know this posture is hard and I don't want you to come out of it. So let's do one more breath. Inhale, you can do it. Hold, protract the shoulders, keep those knees off the floor. Belly's drawn in. Exhale, slowly lift up through the legs and then go ahead and walk the hands in a little bit. Come to the fingertips. We're gonna work on the legs instead of the upper back. So legs come down, heels come down to the floor. If the heels don't come down, say your legs are like this, and the heels are up, then you can maybe walk either your hands closer or your hands further apart, away from your feet. So you can decide how close or how far your hands are. You don't have to be on your palms, you can be on your fingertips, or you can use a block to bring your hands to the block. I want you to feel the stretch in the legs. So see if you can get your heels down at one way or another. Draw in through the navel, press the tailbone up, so this kind of tailbone feels a little bit like cow. Relax the shoulders. Keep pressing the heels down, stretching through backs of legs. Maybe walk your hands in a little bit more. See if you can feel that stretch. Draw in through navel, but keep lengthening through spine. So don't let your back round. Keep lifting that tailbone up so the sit bones are pointing up towards the sky. Good. Keep drawing in tight through the belly. That's going to keep you engaged. Stay with your fingertips, or if you're getting tired on your fingertips, you can bring your palms down or to a block. Let your head hang. Feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. Maybe you can walk in a little closer. Walk in a little closer to your feet. Notice, has your spine begun to round? Have you had to lift up? If you had to lift up, come back forward, come back down. Good. Nice. And then slowly bring the knees down, knees together, sit back, balasana. Rest here for a few breaths. So we've deconstructed our cow pose, our cat pose, and now our downward facing dog. So what I want to try to do here is put the two together. So we did cat and cow, now we're going to do downward facing dog, and we're going to move into a high plank and a low plank. So again, a little bit more active today. So tucking toes under, we're going to go ahead and lift up one more time. We won't hold it as long, I promise. But I do want you to feel that fire, that engagement. If it starts to bother into your hands, start to bring a little bit more weight back. See how that feels. Maybe play with it. Forward and back, see what happens. Ooh, that's good, that's not so good. Ooh, that feels great, not so much. Ooh, that's tough, that's easy, whatever. Be aware of it, observe, don't judge. And then slowly press up, downward facing dog. Okay, so downward facing dog, we'll start with the feet. Separate your feet about hip width apart and bend your knees. So we're gonna bend your knees, hips up towards sky. You can have your arms forward, so palms are down, and imagine you're trying to slide your mat forward away from you. That's the feeling you wanna get in through the bottoms of your hands, the palms of your hands. Then let your head come through your arms. Let your head hang. Let there be a nice long spine. So just like our down puppy, from our fingertips to our shoulders and from our shoulders to our sit bones, everything is long and extended. You're gazing towards your thighs, and with your knees soft, you can create that long spine. This can be a really tough posture. It's also an inversion. So if you start to feel like, you know, your head, you're starting to feel a little dizzy or whatever it is, bring the knees down, come into balasana, take a rest, and then you can come back and join us when you're ready. And then now from here, we're gonna pedal out the legs. So straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Hold there. Notice the stretch of the back of the leg. Are you pushing your weight forward because you press your leg down? Can you bring it back? And then straighten right leg, bend left knee. Same thing. Keep the chest moving towards the thighs. If you're going forward, if your straight leg forces you forward, draw in through belly, lift up through tailbone, bring it back. Hold there. Gaze towards your knees or your upper thighs. And then bend both knees and then go ahead and pedal it out. So one at a time, bending and straightening. It's like you're almost like you're swaying your hips side to side. So this is one of our most fundamental postures, our downward facing dog. With our downward facing dog, we always I pretty much put it in every single one of my classes. I think it's so fundamental, it's so important. It targets all the muscles in our body. It's not easy. So if you need a break, take a break. If you're good, hold it. See what your body can do today. And if you're not good, notice what is that's making you not good. What is it? Is it your shoulders? Is it your arms? Is it your legs, your hips? Which part of your body is making you want to not be in the posture anymore? And then just go ahead and see if you can press both heels down. Try to straighten both legs. Reach the chest towards the thighs. Strong fingers. Already building up that heat. Maybe you're getting a little bit sweaty. I know I am. Strong fingers, strong shoulders. Belly's drawn in tight. And exhale. Knees down. Separate your knees wide. Big toes touch. Sit back. Arms can reach forward, or you can bring the arms back towards your feet and forehead to the floor. Rest there for a few breaths. Balasana. Arms down by your feet kind of helps you to relax your shoulders, so you might want to try that. Feels good to have the arms down, the palms facing up. I don't know, I'm feeling arms forward today, so I'm going to be here, but you can be wherever your body allows you to be. And let the breath move. Breathe easy. Okay, so now we're ready to add that movement of coming forward into our high plank and moving back into our downward facing. So come back onto hands and knees. Strong protracted shoulders. We've been here before. Engage the core. Tuck the toes under. Lift the knees up. Let's hold for 5, 4. Counting is always easy because you know there's an end. 3, except when you count real slow like me. 2, keep protracting those shoulders, belly in. 1, exhale, press it back, downward facing. Make any adjustments to your feet that you see necessary here. So you might need to separate your feet a little bit wider, might need to adjust your hands, press into the palms, press into the fingers, squeeze your mat. And then from here, slowly come forward, high plank, and back, downward facing. So the high plank might be a little bit short. You might have to go over your wrists a little bit. If that bothers your wrists, then don't. Just keep it a little back so that your wrists, elbows, and shoulders are stacked. If that feels okay for your wrists, you can come forward. And then exhale back. Good. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Moving through your toes. Inhale, heels up, forward. Exhale, heels down, back. Inhale, heels up, forward. Good. Exhale, heels down, back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Let's hold our high plank. If you want, you can make adjustments. Walk your heels back a little bit. Stay strong. Holding your high plank. Protracting through the shoulders. Draw in through the belly. Stay lifted. Stay lifted. Don't come down. And knees come down. Sit back. Balasana. Knees apart or knees together, your choice. Forehead to the floor. Arms forward or arms back. Breathe easy. Okay, so one more posture we're gonna do today. Good news is we're gonna get off our hands, so our hands gonna get to relax a little bit, our wrists.
Bad news is we're still working on the core and on the back, so we're gonna give it a try. First, let's try to come forward. And this is a movement that I love to teach in my classes. It's not easy, but we work on it, and the more we work on it, the easier it gets. I'm gonna demonstrate it for you guys first, so if you wanna watch, and then we'll do it together. So we start in downward facing dog, and you wanna bring the top of your foot to the, so say right foot, to the left wrist. The top, not the bottom, so don't tuck your toe under. Top of the foot. Press and protract through shoulders, other side. So now you're lifted, you're kind of like in a little curl. Then you start to slide your feet forward until you have room to sit down, and then you can extend your legs. So that's called a jump through. And then the jump back works the exact same way. You tuck your toes underneath your hips, hands in front, roll forward. So you want to roll forward, roll around the spine, lift up through hips, come back to where we started here, and then you can step, step, and then we'll push back to downward facing. We'll skip some chaturangas today. All right, so let's do it together. Everybody come to downward facing dog. Take a few breaths. Looking forward between hands. We're gonna step top of the right foot close to that left wrist. Top of the left foot close to the right wrist. Stay lifted, don't come down. Slide forward, stay lifted, don't come down. And then knees, hips come down, and legs extend forward. Good, all right. So we're gonna go into Navasana. Starting nice and easy. Fingertips on the floor, lean back. Toes are on the floor. Already here, you might feel, this is tough enough for me. I'm engaging all the right muscles. I'm gonna hang out here for the time being. This is cool, stay here. Otherwise, lift your feet so that your calves are parallel to the floor. Now notice I'm pointing my toes. The reason I do that is because it draws energy that way. And that's what we want to do, is draw energy one direction and then draw energy the other direction with our head and with our spine. So when you're ready, if you're ready, you can stay here or try to straighten your legs. Straighten your legs is really hard. So if you can't straighten your legs, it's okay. The other thing that happens is we straighten our legs way out here and then we're like, oh, canoe, we can't do this. Yeah, so if that happens, bring the knees in instead. Keep the core engaged instead. Fingertips can stay on the floor, no worries. Wherever you are, let's hold. Come on, Rebecca, get back in. Yes, good girl. 4, almost there. 3, breathe into it, relax. 2, nice. And 1, cross the feet. We're not gonna jump all the way back. We're just gonna lift the butt. So hands on the floor, behind the feet, and just lift up. Lift your butt off the floor and lower down. Beautiful. Okay, second set, Navasana. Toes are on the floor, fingertips are on the floor, shoulders back, lean back, bring the knees in, lift the feet. Stay there. Here's your second option. If you don't want to straighten your legs, if straightening your legs is too hard, bring your arms forward and use your core, just your core to balance, no fingertips down. Look towards your toes, reach the arms forward, arms straight, no bend in the elbows. Don't hold on to the legs. Reach forward, like you want to touch your feet with your heels with your fingertips. Hold it. 4, shoulders back, stay there. 3, strong core, strong spine. 2, and 1. Good. Cross the feet, hands behind, lift up, and come down. All right, last one. If you haven't tried your legs straight, I'm going to give you that option to straighten your legs, even if it's just for a fraction of a second. Here we go. Toes on the floor, fingertips down, bring the knees in, lift the calves, straighten the arms, and try straightening the legs. Hold. 5. If you get too tired, just bend the knees, but don't come out of the posture. 4. Keep pulling in towards your legs. 3. Look at your toes. If you're shaking, it's good. I'm shaking. It's okay. It's normal. Hold it. Go ahead and shake. 2, and 1. Curl it in. Woo! Good job. Hands on either sides behind the feet. Lift it up and slowly come down. Okay, we'll do a Paschimottanasana before we come back. So flex the feet, draw in through navel, lengthen spine, and then exhale, fold. You can hold on to your big toes if that's accessible, or you can use a strap or a towel. Bend the elbows, draw shoulders back, reach the chest down, and surrender here. The back's gonna round, so don't expect to have a perfectly straight back, at least not for another 2 or 3 decades of practice. It's a lifelong practice, you guys. We've only been doing it for a few months, or some of us for a few years. So just be honest with yourself. It's okay. No matter what level of flexibility you are in, you are still doing the practice. You're doing the work. And that's really all it is about. Showing up on your mat every day, doing the work, feeling the change. If possible, maybe you can go ahead and bring the hands underneath the feet, interlace the fingers to make yourself a little closer, bring yourself a little closer to your thighs. Lengthen through spine as possible, and then surrender. Let it go. That deep stretch in the backs of the legs, that nice release in the spine and the lower back. And then keep holding on to wherever you're holding on to, whether it's the fingers or the big toes or the heels or the ankles. But just inhale and lift your head. Inhale and lift your head. Look forward. Look past your toes. Shoulders back. Pull, pull, pull. And then exhale, slowly release. Okay, so we're going to jump back. Go ahead, tuck the toes under. Instead of hands behind the feet, hands in front. Roll forward. Roll in like a little tight little ball. Press into your hands, lift your butt up. Step one foot back, and then the other. Skipping our chaturanga, let's go right to downward facing. Hold there. Draw in through navel, lengthen through spine, breathe easy. And slowly roll forward. Let's go ahead, bring knees down, sit back. One more time, balasana. You can have your knees together, your knees apart. Up to you. Forehead to floor. All right, back is nice and warm. We're gonna go for dhanurasana on the floor. So one of the deeper back bends, come all the way down onto your belly. One of the deeper back bends that we do is Urdhva Dhanurasana, which is where we lay on our backs and we push up off the floor. We tried that a couple of weeks ago. To set up for that and to work into that, Dhanurasana, which is our floor bow, is a good start. So we're gonna start with Sphinx. Elbows underneath the shoulders, hands, palms facing down. Feet are about as wide as your mat, so toes or tops of the feet are down on the floor. You can kind of readjust here through your hips, make sure that your hips are down. You want your belly button off the floor, so you don't want to be sinking down onto your belly. So lift up through your belly button. Draw your shoulders back. Lengthen forward through your spine. Look forward. Hold here and breathe. Sphinx bows kind of gets our muscles in the right understanding of what we're about to do before we go into Dhanurasana, our floor bow. Gazing forward, rolling the shoulders back. Notice if one side of your body is working harder than the other. And see if you can even out. Both sides working evenly together. Try not to squeeze through your legs or glutes when you do this posture. Instead, see if you can pull up and in, kind of like a Kegel. You engage your Mula Bandha. Kegel exercises, right? I think we've all heard of these. You kind of squeeze through your pelvic floor and lift up through the pelvic floor. That's what we want to try to do here. Squeeze there and not through your booty, not through your butt cheeks. Keep your back kind of relaxed as you press into the floor. And then exhale, slowly release, come down. You can use your hands for a pillow. Turn your head to the side, give it a rest. Let it go. We're gonna do, I was thinking 4. Yeah, why not? Let's do 4 sets of Dhanurasana. Why not? First I was thinking 2, and then I'm like, nah, let's do 4. So the first 2, what we're gonna try to do is isolate one side and then the other. So let's take the right hand in front, right in front of you. So if you were to bring your forehead down, it would rest right on your forearm, okay? Your other hand reaches around to grab your foot. Now, it naturally comes to the outside of the foot. It's okay, you don't have to bring it to the inside. You can, if you want to, bring it to the inside of the foot. So either one is fine. You can start here, and then don't worry, we got 4 of them. You can always change your grip later on. So once you're there, begin to kick your left leg off the floor. So that means just taking that left knee off the floor. It may not go very high, that's okay. Wherever it goes, it's good. Try not to press into your right leg. Relax your right leg. Relax your right arm. It's just there for support. It's not there to lift or push into the floor. You're using the left side of your body. Remember, we're isolating. So we're isolating the left side of our bodies to kick and lift. The kick pulls your left shoulder up and back. So you're getting the stretch here in your left shoulder. Feels nice. Hold and breathe. Good. One more breath. Inhale. Kick up. Don't let that leg come down. And slowly lower down. Release the left arm. Let's take a break here in the middle. You can turn your head the other direction, just so you're even with your neck. And then let's do the right side. So now the left hand is on the floor, left leg is relaxed. No pressing into that leg, no squeezing that leg. Just relax the left leg. Bend the right knee. Reach around, grab the foot, either from the pinky toe side or the big toe side of the foot. Entirely up to you. For this first one, you get to choose. So as the inhale happens, begin to kick the right knee up and off the floor. Relax that left leg. It likes to tense up. Gaze down towards your left forearm or look forward. Keep kicking. Hold there and breathe. Feel that right shoulder getting pulled back. That toe is kicking up. There's an engagement in the right glute, in the right quad, in the right hamstring. Pulling the right shoulder back. Kick the foot up and away. One more breath. Hold it there. You're not pressing into your left arm. Your left arm is just there for support. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Hands down, turn your head the other way. Rest here for a few breaths. So you have the option to repeat that same sequence, left side and then right side, or I'll give you the option to do both legs together. So starting with the chin on the floor, you want to relax the muscles in the tops of your shoulders. And then we're going to bend the knees, reach around. Let's grab the pinky toe sides of the feet. So let's not reach inward, but grab just the pinky toe sides of the feet. All 5 fingers are together, so include your thumbs. Don't leave your thumbs on the soles of your feet. Include your thumbs with your grip. Thumbs are strong digits. We need them for this one. The knees are about naturally distanced apart. Don't start with your knees too far apart. Keep them closer together. If you want to bring them all the way together, you sure can. And then with the breath, inhale, begin to kick. You might find that when I say begin to kick, you start kicking, but your legs go nowhere. That's normal. That's okay. Just put the effort in. Continue kicking. As you start to kick more and more and more and more and more, your chest starts to lift off the floor. And now you find a place where you're comfortable, where you're not working so hard that you can't breathe, and where you're not putting any effort in and you're just kind of on the floor. So you find that happy intermediate place between effort and ease. Stira and sukha is what it's called in Sanskrit. So you want to find that nice medium ground where you're working, but you're breathing, and you can even smile. If you can't smile in a posture, you know you're working too hard. So if you can smile in a posture, you're doing a good job. You're right where you need to be. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Release the arms, turn your head to the side, and rest. Breathe easy. Couple more breaths. Really relax. That's a lot of work for the back. And then slowly we'll do the last one. So if you did the left side in that last one, then you're going to do the right side. If you did both sides, then you're going to come back and do the same thing. So chin on the floor, knees bent. Reach around, grab the pinky toe sides of the feet. Try to bring the knees a little closer together so that they can start close. They'll open up as you lift. Shoulders roll back. We're not lifting with the chest. We're lifting with the legs. Legs come up. As the legs rise, like a suspension bridge, they pull your shoulders back. Pull your shoulders back, using the strength of your legs. Gaze forward, or you can gaze down. Gazing down sometimes helps with the neck, but gazing forward gives you a little bit more lift, because where your eyes go, your body will follow. So if you're looking forward, it means you're lifting. If you're looking up, you might be able to go up a little higher. Your choice, but remember, if you can't smile while holding the posture, you're probably working too hard. One more breath. And exhale, release. Release the legs, release the arms, rest here. Breathe easy. We're gonna flip our bodies over. Imagine a pancake, literally just flipping over. So go ahead and turn, flip onto your back. Good. All right. So once you're on your back, take a moment to feel all of those back muscles and just envision them kind of melting into your mat. So just bend your knees, bring your knees together. That gives you support for your hips. You can have your hands rest on your belly or down by your side. And just take a moment to visualize your back muscles resting and melting into the floor. Really important to release, after all that work, release the tension. Close your eyes as you visualize all the little muscles that connect your bones to your other muscles that pull together to move the bones around, to move your vertebrae around. All those ligaments, those tendons, all of that part of your back, melting, softening, relaxing. And we're gonna end with some several different twists. Twists are amazing for not only the spine, but our organs as well. So let's take the arms out like a T, palms facing down. Separate your knees, but keep your feet apart, and take both knees to the right as we look to the left. So just an easy rotation. You might feel this a little bit into your left hip flexor, all the way, maybe even down into the groin. Sometimes you can feel it down there. So wherever you feel it, notice it, be aware of it. And remember, if there's no sharp pain, you don't need to worry that you've gone too far. Discomfort is normal as expected. You can stay here, or you can take right knee over that right foot over the left knee, and then help guide it down towards the earth. Breath is steady. If this bothers your shoulders to have your arms out like a T, you can also point your palms up or bend your elbows like a cactus. Remember, you always have options to modify. And then slowly release that top leg off. Come back through to center. Take a moment, recenter your shoulders, recenter your hips, and then we'll go the other way. So folding both feet out to the left, looking to the right. Find rotation here in your neck. Trying to bring your right ear as close to the floor as possible. And again, you can have your palms facing down. This helps us feel a little bit more stable in our upper body, keeping our shoulders down. This helps us to relax into the shoulders. And then this one just feels good sometimes. So you can decide how you want your arms to be. And then if you want to add a little bit more weight, taking that left foot up on top of the right knee, and then letting it weigh that right knee down. So maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. On this side, my right knee touches a little closer to the floor. On the other side, it doesn't. So it's always going to just be a matter of awareness. That we are kind of lopsided. Life makes us that way. But you can always modify, change the posture to fit your body instead of changing your body to fit the posture. Don't want to do that. A few more breaths. And then exhale, let's release the foot coming off. Slowly recenter your hips, recenter your shoulders, come back to center. Bringing the knees into the chest, give yourself a nice tight hug. Maybe lift the head towards the knees. Wrap your arms around, see if you can grab your opposite elbows. Squeeze your body, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze tight. Roll maybe side to side, whatever feels good. Notice if you're even, notice if most of your weight is on your left, your right, or is it right in the center? How does your spinal cord feel? How does your spine feel, your vertebrae? Is it pressing down into the mat? Maybe if you're on a not so cushiony surface, this wouldn't be so fun. And then slowly release, head down. Okay, one more twist, actually two more. Go ahead and take right leg up on top of left and see if you can tuck your foot underneath the left calf. Right calf. Right foot underneath the left calf. Sorry, I got all confused there for a second. Arms out can be like a T, cactus, palms down. You choose. And then let's take both knees to the right. They may not come down to the floor. Don't worry about that. Look to the left. Just take them as far to the right as is possible for you. Keep the top of your left foot on the floor, or the toes of the left foot on the floor. Slowly come to center and do the other side. Look to the right, knees to the left. So I love doing this twist because it adds the strength of the legs to the twist, making the twist a little heavier. And it's like you're adding extra weight. And then slowly coming back to center. Keep the legs just as they are. Don't change the legs. So the right foot is up and over the left. Take the left arm up and over the right, and then cross your arms in the same way. So eagle arms. We're going to just do a couple of core lifting here. So imagine bringing your knees and your elbows together. Crunch it up. 1, and back down. 2. You don't have to touch. Just reach towards each other. 3. 2 more. 4, last one, let's hold. 5, hold it here. 2, hold it. 3, almost there. 4, move the shoulders away from the ears. And 5, release. Good job. Release the arms, release the legs. Maybe just come to a leg straight, arms out. Take a few breaths. Okay, we're gonna repeat that on the other side. So bending the knees, this time the left foot comes up and over, and we're gonna tuck underneath the right leg. So keeping the right toes on the floor this time. Arms can be out like a T or cactus. And then let's take both legs to the right, look to the left. Remember, the knees don't need to come to the floor, just go as far as it's possible, but keep your opposite shoulder, your left shoulder on the floor. And slowly coming back to center, and then we'll do the other side, looking to the right, keeping now the right shoulder on the floor. So you don't want to bring that knees down and the right shoulder elevated. The right shoulder should stay down for your deeper twist. Looking to the right, breathing easy. And slowly coming back through to center. Keep the legs just as they are. This time, right arm on top, left arm under. Cross the elbows, cross at the wrist, bring the palms together. Relax the shoulders back and down. Let's go for our 5 crunches. Lift up. 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one we hold. 5, hold it there. 4, hold it. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Get the stretch at the tops of the shoulders and neck. 3. It's okay if the knees and the elbows don't touch, but squeeze. 2. And 1. Slowly release. Let it go. Arms down, extended. Easy breath. Okay, our last twist is just our normal regular twist that we're gonna try here. So let's go ahead and extend the right leg. And you can take the left foot either on top, there's a bright light there you might not be able to see, on top of the right thigh. And then with your right hand, guide that knee all the way towards the floor. Keep the left shoulder down as you rotate your body. Look to the left. So you're using your right hand to help guide that knee down. It may or may not touch. Remember, it's not about the knee touching. It's about feeling your rotation. Hold here. And then again, your left arm can be in a cactus arm, elbow bent, or left arm straight. Just make sure that left shoulder stays down, as far down as possible for you. Breathe easy. Make any adjustments. Once you're in the posture, make any adjustments necessary. So if you're in the posture and you start to feel a sharp pain in your hip, make adjustments so that you don't feel that anymore. Modify. Make the posture your own. And then slowly coming back through to center. Adjust the hips, adjust the shoulders. Straighten left leg. Right foot on top of the thigh. Left hand grabs the knee, right arm out. And take it all the way to the left as we look to the right. And you try to keep that right shoulder down. It will come off a little bit, but see if you can pull it down towards the earth. It's more important the shoulder stay down than the knee come down to the floor. So you decide here how much pressure you want to put using your left arm. And then just breathe. You can close your eyes. You can just let your body surrender to the rotation. If you have a partner that can help you, this feels really good. If the partner comes up kind of on top, puts one hand on your shoulder, the other hand on your thigh, and presses you down into the floor, oh, dream. Feels really, really good. So you can try that with a partner, friend or a spouse, or Hannah and Rebecca can try it with each other. It feels really, really good. Just, make sure you communicate so that you don't push too much. And then slowly coming back to center. Good. Release the legs. Release the arms. Make your way into your Shavasana. Relax your shoulders down. Let your legs soften. Close your eyes. Ending our practice with Shavasana really allows us to seal in all the benefits. Just like in the beginning of our practice, we focus the breath, we focus on the breath. Calming and quieting the waters of the mind. Settling our muscles, relaxing. Making a conscious effort to remain focused on only the breathing. Try not to run away with thoughts, ideas, concepts, feelings, stories. They all come in and they try to move your awareness away from your breathing. Right now, concentrating on the inhale and the exhale. As the rest of the body, the physical body, relaxes.
next exhale breath, we'll begin to draw awareness back to our physical bodies. Start by simply moving the fingers. You can start one finger at a time or all 5 or 4 fingers and a thumb together. And then add movement to the toes. Just feel the body coming back from a rested posture. And then maybe adding movement more so to the hands and feet, wrists, ankles, forearms, bending the knees, bending the elbows. Let's take a moment here in our restorative kind of resting posture. Knees together, hands on the belly. Notice the movement of breath, the calmness of spirit and mind. Keep your eyes closed, your focus and your awareness inward. Let's take an inhale breath and let's lengthen the whole body. Let's go for a full body stretch. So arms extend, arms lengthen up and away, legs extend and legs lengthen down and away. Reaching in opposite directions, maybe reaching to the right side a little bit more, reaching to the left side a little bit more. Maybe going diagonal, left leg, right arm. Diagonal on the other side, right leg, left arm. Everything together, both legs, both arms reaching. And then exhale, bend the knees. Roll over onto your right side here for a moment. You can take your right arm forward or up for like to hold as a pillow. Left arm can be in front. A few easy breaths here. And then slowly extend left leg, press up into arms, and roll yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Don't need your cushion for this last part. You can just sit on the mat. Bring your heels in towards your body as you relax your knees down and out, slightly leaning forward. Let's bring the hands to the knees, soften the shoulders, chin slightly down, keeping the eyes closed. Once more here, inventory of the body. Maybe moving the neck around, swaying the neck side to side, or rolling the shoulders around. Whatever any little micro movements you want to add here, you're welcome to put them in here. And then as we exhale, let's bring our hands into prayer position. Palms together at the center of our heart, symbolizing that union of body, mind, and spirit. Soften through shoulders, let the elbows hang heavy and down. Feel the palms pressing against each other, gently. Feel that connection with your own purpose. In yoga, we call it our dharma. And you don't have to put it into words. You don't have to make it succinct or specific. Just maybe a feeling. What is the purpose? What is your purpose? What is your dharma today, as a wife, as a mother, as a child, as a brother or sister? What is your purpose today? Let that resonate in your heart for a few breaths here before we seal our practice with the sound Om. And then with the next exhale, we'll prepare. Inhale for Om. feel protected and safe. May we feel contented and pleased. May our physical bodies support us with health and strength. And may our lives unfold smoothly with ease. Namaste.